Okay, so I was scrolling through Netflix to find something to watch, and as you may know, Netflix is genuinely like a landfill, filled with all the shittiest and irrelevant shows, all thrown into one. Sometimes there's an odd gem, but it's very rare you actually find something worth watching. There's something on Netflix called Top 10 right now, and it's basically just all the most popular shows, all compiled into like a top 10 list. So I saw this and I thought, great, all these shows must be popular for a reason. You know, they must be peak cinema, right? Well, boy was I wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to The Brick. This movie was honestly so garbage, and I don't know how it even got to the top 10 list. Although it is a Netflix original, so they probably nepo babied their way up there. Like, this was actually so boring, I fell asleep during it. And it's not even a long movie either, it's 1 hour and 40 minutes long, but Jesus did it feel longer. And the basic plotline is, this couple get locked in their apartment by some mysterious wall, and they have to break their way through in other people's apartments and search for a way out. Okay, the plotline doesn't sound too bad, right? I'm all for escape sci-fi, whatever type movie this is, but this was just not it at all. My first criticism is the acting. It wasn't like Darman levels bad, but this movie just gave off low budget student project vibes. Like, I can't get the right words to explain what I'm talking about, but if you watch it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like, no discredit to these actors at all, you just didn't do a good job. But I'm sure even if they hired like Jake Jigglyballs or some other A-list actor, this movie would still be doomed from the beginning. Another problem I had with this film is it's just genuinely stupid. Like, to open up the walls that surround the building, you have to scan it like a QR code and shine your phone's flashlight at specific squares in a specific order. Like, bro, what? And you're telling me the main character solved this? I think what they were trying to do was make this wall some mysterious thing that only a mega genius could solve. Like, I'm all for smart characters, but the way this guy goes about solving it just seems downright impossible. And this shit doesn't even make no sense either. The 4 squares are something you have to press to open the door, needs to be in a specific order to work. And to find out that order, they count how many flashes the phone makes to determine it. So for instance, if 1 square flashes 1 time, that's the first thing you press. And if 1 square flashes 2 times, that's the second thing you press. And so on and so on. Like, you'd think that this is how it works, right? Well, wrong. 1 button flashes 6 times, 1 button flashes once, 1 button flashes 4 times, and the last one flashes twice.
Twice. This one.
So tell me how the fuck that makes any sense, and how you can determine an order to press this shit when the number of flashes aren't even in corresponding order. And another problem I had with this movie, like, I'm talking huge problem. This guy right here, he gets lit up like a Christmas tree. You know, he should be dead. But he magically gets a self-revive Fortnite style, and he breaks through the tape that's binding him to the chair. And he manages to still have the strength to fight off the main character. Like, bro, you just got shot. You should be dead. I'm actually thinking the producers smoked a fat ball of meth before this. Because how is he alive? This movie was honestly more of a horror. There was, I think, twice I got jump scared. Like, fair enough, you got me, but still, fuck you. There was also one point in the film when they first get locked in the apartment where Olivia blames Tim for locking her in the apartment, and he doesn't believe that he didn't do it. Like, girl, are you serious right now? You think your boyfriend built a solid wall around the apartment just to keep you there? Bro, why am I even getting mad? I don't even know what to say. Who can do this? Superman? Great movie, by the way. The ending was actually okay, partly because, well, the movie was finally over. But otherwise, I'm glad they didn't leave it on a cliffhanger and showed what actually happened when they escaped. Because one plot point in the film is the government put up these walls to prevent a contamination from happening. You know, to stop people from getting sick. But the main character doesn't believe this story, and so he wants to leave anyway. So when they actually get out, they find out it was just a big fat stinking lie. And what had actually happened was a malfunction of the defense mechanisms. And I'm sorry, this is just so fucking ridiculous. They hyped up this big contamination disaster just for it to not even be true. And also, what a big malfunction that is. Like, what happens to the people outside? They just get locked out? Yeah bro, sorry, can't hop online right now. There's a big fat fucking QR code covering my house. And that's basically all I have to say about this film. If you haven't seen it, you're probably not missing a lot, but what I said probably didn't make a lot of sense. But this movie might actually be the worst thing I've ever seen. And that says a lot considering my favourite film is Cat in the Hat. Although this probably means that my review of this film automatically gets discredited. But you guys just don't see what I see, okay? That movie was fucking great. Overall, 1 out of 10. Only gets 1 point because of the okay ending. And here's its Rotten Tomatoes score. Absolutely terrible. Okay, bye.